just out on a Sunday walk by myself, and I love walking because it's a great time to reflect. I usually listen to a podcast, and just try and listen to people that I do admire and respect, successful people, and that's always a great way to kind of take your mind off things. And, the kind of life can get hectic. But I am doing this because I wanted to talk about kind of the importance of stepping outside your comfort zone and how that relates to mental health. Because if you would have told me years ago, before I first opened up to my parents, I would never have dreamed about opening up to anyone. I would have thought I'd do it by myself, but that was killing me more, slowly and surely. And you look back in those times and you think, oh, my life's never going to get better, when you are in those really dark moments. And to be honest, if you don't open up, it's just going to eat you away more. And we are, as humans, we always complain about things. This isn't just mental health. We complain about things, and then we don't take action. So it's like, well, actually, how is anyone going to kind of empathise with you or be sorry for you if you're not taking action? If you're complaining about something, you're not doing anything about it, then what do you expect? And I'm not trying to be so harsh on mental health, because I know it's really not as easy, but I'm talking about other things in life with that one. But with mental health, it's not about complaining, because it's horrible going through mental health issues, and you never feel like you can open up because you feel alone. You feel such a lack of connectedness to every single human being out there. For me, that's why it was so hard for me. But that first step was the hardest. And once you get the ball rolling, I'm here today talking to a camera that I wouldn't have even thought I'd been doing months ago. But I'm doing it because I've done it before. I've pushed myself out of my comfort zone before. In terms of talking to a camera, I've never done this before. And now I feel more comfortable doing it. Still not kind of the most polished thing, but it's just going for it and not caring what other people think. For so many years, I gave too much of a damn what poor people thought of me. People who have absolutely no relevance and no significance in my life. And those are people that I don't talk to today. And all the people that I do care about, I wasn't caring enough what they thought. Which is it's a really messed up thing. And that's what so many people fuss about and get stressed about, caring so much about what people who aren't in their life at all, have no significance. If people take the piss, and Jamie Alderton says, those who shout hate off are those who need help. And he's spot on, because those are the ones who are the trolls, who are shouting all this negative abuse. They are the people who actually need they're crying out for help. And you've got to kill them with kindness. You can't respond negatively to kindness. So, leads on to my message of going outside your comfort zone in terms of your mental health. Once you take that first step, you can then take that second step, because you've done the first step. It's that first one. And once you do open up the first time, it is the most courageous thing you can ever do, because you always think before that you can't do it. And then when you accept that, you've got to talk to someone, that is courage. That is real testament and real courage. So, that is going outside your comfort zone on the next level. And when you go outside your comfort zone on a certain level, the more you generally go outside your comfort zone, the more you push yourself beyond that comfort zone, the more rewards you get back, because you can do it. And that transfers to all walks of life, but with mental health specifically. Once I knew I spoke up to my parents, my family, I spoke up to my mum and dad first. And then I was like, I've got to tell my sister, because I can't tell my parents, not my sister. And that was already telling someone else, talking about my mental health. And then, 2 weeks later, I told my mates from uni. And I was shit scared. Of course I was. But I managed to just drop it in the conversation casually, because I was like, I've got to tell them. And once I started to get more comfortable, now I'm at the point where that's my vision, that's my message. I'm talking about social media all the time about my mental health, and spreading awareness about mental health. And I would never have done that if I hadn't spoken up. And it's not just like a quick fix. You don't suddenly just start preaching about mental health and trying to bring mental health awareness and help other people. It doesn't happen like that. But over a period of time, the more open you get, the more comfortable you get. And I never used to be one to talk about my feelings, and most guys can a lot of guys can relate to that. But now I'm so open about talking about my feelings because I'm aware of the benefits of it. And people say, oh mate, you're a pussy, or it's such bollocks, such bollocks. I think it takes far more of a man to be open and honest about his feelings than someone who tries to be manly, you know, and puts on this front, but actually is really hurt inside. That's not being a man, because you're not confronting your problems. You know, people who have the courage confront their problems. And it's not just as simple as, okay, you watch this video and then you suddenly open up. It does come in your own time, but it's just knowing once you go out your comfort zone, that little step over the iceberg, you're on the tip of the iceberg, if you're thinking about it, you've got to take that plunge. You've got to just trust. You've got to trust what you're doing. And that's my message. Trust the plunge, because the leap is the hardest bit. And once you take that leap and you realise that there is that guidance and support there, then you're taking baby steps in the right direction. So I really want to share that message with you. And I always lacked someone out there that when I was struggling, I felt like I needed someone. And I hope people who are watching this, who are struggling, I hope you realise that there is always hope. And I always used to be that sort of guy. I always used to be, oh, what's this person on about? You know, he doesn't know me. I don't know your personal struggles in terms of what you've been through. But I know the battles you're going through on a day-to-day basis, because I suffered for it for 4 years. So what I'm saying to you is, I was that guy who never believed. And now I'm saying here that it can happen, and it will happen. And it's, for me, it's always a matter of when, not if. And I always leave you with this quote, which got me through my darkest moments. And it was, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that courage to continue was my ray of light, my ray of belief in my darkest moments. Because success, if you're successful, that's not the end. Life is continuous. You don't get somewhere and then that's it. You know, you're always trying to better yourself. You're always trying to improve. And failure is not fatal. That's the whole point of growth. You've got to fail. There's a difference in failing and a failure. Failing is when you try and it doesn't work, but you get back up and do it again, because that's how you learn. You don't just get it the first time. Whereas a failure is someone who sits on their high horse and, you know, laughs at people, but doesn't even try themselves. And failure is not willing to have a try yourself. So that's my final message. It is the courage to continue that counts. Hope that all helps, and hope you can take some real positive out of that from my Sunday walk. Anyway, Jack from Be Fit and Beyond. Until next time.